Hard Facts. I'm Sheriff Quadry. Maryann is away this week. She'll be back much later on during the course of the week. We're together again this week, especially this Monday. Hard Fact is news current affairs show here on Nigeria Info, starting from about 3 after the news all the way to 6 on the PM. After Hard Fact, we'll have the newsroom for you on a Monday from 6:15 all the way to 7. And then Femi and the gang will be in here for Game On. That's right. So you're welcome to the show. We're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. Nigeria Info 99.3 is how you can be a part of the show today. That's Nigeria Info 99.3. Let me give you the outlook of the show for today. We've got it all packed for you. So we're going to start with a big weekend. As usual, this is what we always do. On Monday, what we do is the big weekend as against the big three. That sounds good, right? Okay. Now, when we're done with the big weekend, then we'll move on straight up to go talk about checkpoint for today. From 4 to 5, we've got checkpoint for you. Then from 5 to 6, we'll do the big hard fact for you today. A whole lot to unpack on the show today, as we always do. It's tradition here on Hard Facts. Nothing but the facts, that's what you get here. So you can track our conversation on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM, on Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3, Dito YouTube. You can track all our conversations. We're streaming live on our website, nigeriainfo.fm. That's right. You can also stream us live on our mobile app as well. You can get that one on Google Play Store and Apple App Store as well. So you can follow up on all the conversations that we'll be having today and, of course, in the future, just in case you haven't tried this before. You can listen to us from anywhere in the world. That's right. So, Lagos, you're welcome to the show. Let's begin the show right now with the big weekend. If you're good to go, Lagos, I am good to go as well. Stay here on Nigeria Info 99.3. I'm Sheriff Quadry. Welcome to my world.
The big weekend.
Such a busy weekend for Nigeria and Nigerians. Quite a busy one. Loads and loads of news made the round over the weekend. Even up until this very moment, we're still getting stories that are coming in. But let's start with what we heard that happened in Ondo State. We're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube, by the way, so you can watch. A group of herders reportedly attacked operatives of Amotekun core in Akure, Ondo State. We hear that there have been complaints from some communities in Ondo State, the Igoba and Osi areas of Akure North Local Government area. They have been complained of headmen problems in their communities since May. Early May, I think first week of May was when Amotekun started getting torrents of complaints from residents of those communities, Igoba and Osi. And then what later then happened was that Amotekun decided to respond to a distress call on Saturday, the 5th of July, this past Saturday, at about 4 p.m. Now they went there, their men went to a particular distress call, which led them to a farm where the owners was also there. On getting there, they met over 120 cows ravaging that particular farm. In fact, the farms around that area, you know, it's usually a farm settlement. So most of the farms there were being ravaged by cows, cattle. And guess what? There was nobody with the cows. I saw the video myself. I didn't even know that it was going to make news. I didn't know that it was a that's why I was blaming myself all through today. I didn't know it was a current story. I felt it was an old story. So I saw the video myself, no caption, nothing. So there was no indication that that event was happening that day, or that event happened that day. I saw it on Saturday. So I saw this. This wasn't a hearsay. I saw exactly what happened. There was nobody. The person that was doing the coverage was speaking in Yoruba and saying that Bororo Jade, because there was nobody with the cows. were just wandering into people's farms and destroying the crops and everything. There was nobody with them. So it wasn't a hearsay. I saw it myself. It was a video. The record is there. The funny thing is I did not download the video. That's what's paining me. It hurts. It hurts really. So what then happened is that Amotekun operatives now decided to, try to confiscate the cows because there's already an anti-open grazing law rather. Anti-open grazing. Please don't misquote me. Anti-open grazing law in Ondo State. So they decided to move in to confiscate the cows and move them away from the farm. So while they've done that, while they were passing by the Songo area to go by that same community along Ado Road rather in Akure, groups of armed Fulani herdsmen laid ambush for them, then attacked the Amotekun officers. They attacked them with stones, with bottles, with cutlasses. They even had guns, according to reports. So what the Amotekun people now did is that they went back. They contacted their headquarters, so they went back. These herdsmen continued to attack them as they were going back with broken bottles, stones, and the rest of them. So until they now move them back into the. In fact, one of the Amotekun Corps members was hit and hurt that he went into a coma. It was that bad. So what then happened was that because the Amotekun Corps people, they were, I don't know if it was instruction given to them not to shoot, fire or something, but eventually what they had to do was to shoot in the air. So they now scared those Fulani herdsmen into the forest. So they were able to they ran away, the Fulani herdsmen, but they were able to be rescued, especially because they had guns on them. So Amotekun people, they released a statement on Saturday and they gave the details of what had happened. They said the herders attacked their officers and the rest of them. I mean, everything I've told you, that's what they said happened during the attack. There are many questions as to laws and enforcement in Nigeria. What could have emboldened the herdsmen to have attacked Amotekun Corps members? What do you think could have happened if Amotekun people had decided to shoot at them directly? What could have happened? There are many, many, many questions on my mind, but because of time, because today is big weekend and we have 4 stories to go with, but you can watch online on Facebook and on YouTube, Nigeria Info 99.3. You can drop your comments there and I will come take them. I will take your comment as we go along on the show today. Let's quickly move on to our next story today, an interesting one as well, which is, of course, the blackout, the power grid that collapsed over the weekend as well, because states across the country, we all nationwide experienced another round of blackout on Saturday because our power grid collapsed to the point that we were only generating 70 megawatts of power as at 4 p.m. on Saturday. You must know that that was the 7th time the national grid will collapse. Imagine if it's a real house that's been collapsing seven times in 1 year. What do you think would have happened to what do they call them now, landlord? We had the first power grid this year on February 4, followed by April 10. 5 days later, April 15, we had another one. Before then, March 11, we had one. March 12, we had one. March 28, we had one. And then the most recent one. If we go to the data on the national Nigerian grid generation profile, you would hear that Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, they indicated that the country's power generation crashed to 70 megawatt on Saturday. So it's the data is there on their website. Because the generation on that day was initially 3,788 megawatts. Then it increased to 3,976. That was around 10 a.m. on Saturday. Then it later dropped around 3 p.m. to 1,000 megawatts. It crashed to 1,000 megawatts at 3 p.m. Then it further crashed to 70 megawatts by 4 p.m. It's hard fact. We give you the way it is. You can go and verify. We also hear that as at that time that we had 70 megawatts, only the Transamadi gas turbine power plant was working. That's in Rivers State. That was the only thing that was working at that time. Who is going to stabilize our power? Who is behind? I mean, I could link this up with the issue in the petrol sector. The oil and gas sector. Dr. Obele was here on the Morning Crossfire, and he said a lot of things. If you want to catch up on that, you can go to our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Go and watch that interview Kofi had with Dr. Obele. He said he revealed so many things. The same situation with the power problem. We can't seem to get it right with power for 40 years. Power, light. We cannot fix power for over 40 years now in a country of 200 million. What will 70 mega? Some days, other times we even crash to zero. We've crashed to zero many times. And recently, the federal government wants to exempt the Gencos and the Discos from paying withholding tax. Why? Because that would make them give us power. The Gencos will be able to give us power. The federal government themselves will be able to put infrastructure in place that can make us evacuate the kind of the enormous power that we're... So we are generating power. It's not that we are not generating. At least we're generating substantial amount. If only we could evacuate what we're generating, we will not be here today. Successive government have failed woefully, including this current one. We don't even know what is happening with this current one to start with the power generation, apart from increasing tariffs. That's the only thing we can say for this current generation, current government. I haven't seen any concrete improvement. All the deals that we've signed, what is happening to them? 321. We have 4 stories. Let's take a few calls. So I'm just going to mention the 2 stories. Then when we return from the break, we'll talk about the other 2 stories. Our third story is about Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso turning their backs forever on ECOWAS. That's our third story. We'll look at the details of that. And our last story is the return. I don't say that it's return. I think that the fair scarcity really never left. But let's go with the return. It's the return of Q's. Fair scarcity. That's our 4th story today. 2770993, 2771993, 2772993, and 2773993. Let me know what you think on our live stream on Facebook and on YouTube. Nigeria Info 99.3. If you're calling me, you've got 60 seconds to share your thought with me. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon.
This is Malik speaking.
Welcome, Malik. You've got 60 seconds. Talk to me.
We may concern both the power sector and the petroleum sector. When we are deeply involved in corruption and we don't care about the people that we serve, what we work, nothing. The corruption in the power sector, same thing goes to the oil sector. Imagine a country that puts like 7 production good oil in the world cannot boost off selling petrol to their own country, to their own people. But we could say we cannot meet OPEC quota. We'll do how many million barrels. We don't know where the money is going to. We keep complaining of oil theft. Yeah, we're paying a civilian 4.something billion, 4 billion naira every year. Everybody's sharing the money. Nobody cares. Quadry, look at what they're talking about. They built a station in Calabar. I think in that camp, what is it called? You build a power station. You never thought of how it's going to get gas to start working. After you gave out the contract, finishing the program, I think of how you want to supply gas to that place.
Thank you.
What were you thinking before?
Thank you.
Quadry,
Thank you for calling me. Appreciate it. Okay. Someone was telling me the other day that it's because of our commitment to the deals that we've signed on the forward crude and everything, and the person didn't have the information because look, nobody would come and build. Nobody in his right senses will build a refinery for you because he hasn't done his homework very well as to whether he'll be able to have access to crude or not. Nobody will build a modular refinery if they know that they won't be able to have access to crude. That's another story. We need to go now. Let's take a break. We'll be back here. Lagos, stay here, please.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
Let us dive into the heart of global affairs.
We go beyond the headlines and into the real stories shaping our world.
Why paying more than $200 million to have 1,000 Kenyan soldiers come to Haiti when we could use that money to train the police?
What you've done with your grief is actually to spread it and give it and turn it into the love.
This served Netanyahu because he didn't think Hamas would ever be a serious military threat.
Congo is a country with so much wealth. The people have been fighting to regain control.
From the corridors of power to the front lines of change, Borderline brings you in with analysis of the issues.
The U.S. has power over them. Most of them will steal money from Haiti and invest in the U.S.
Of people who support Sonko and Jumai 5, over half of them don't have a voter's card.
Sounds like Nigeria.
Join Ireti Bakari Yusuf on Borderlines as she engages with policymakers and thought leaders,
giving you perspectives and insights you won't find anywhere else.
Be part of the conversation. Join us live.
Your voice matters on Borderlines as we explore the complexities.
Every Friday at 4 p.m.
on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Stay informed, stay engaged.
Step into the conversation.
The event, the tournament, the Nationals, is coming. August 12th in Lagos. Witness the brightest minds from across the country in a battle of intellect and eloquence.
Have you ever wondered if controlling resources will be the key to dismantling?
Yes, a child has not been properly academically satisfied.
Has such person not also get experience, like your fifth point?
Experience fierce competition.
Peace cannot be kept by force. It's not because there's natural resources there.
Persuasive arguments.
I believe that through a balanced approach to religion and education.
Don't you think that such a person is old enough to decide?
And innovative thinking.
By 1985, the poverty level was below 46%.
If they don't have money for tuition, are you saying they are not going to be accountable?
Whether you're a debater or a spectator, mark your calendars for August 12, 2024. I beg to differ. The Nationals in Lagos, Nigeria. Get ready to be part of history. For sponsorship and other inquiries, call Lagos Larry Griffin 0706 827 1163, Shola Kolade 0907 173 3835, or send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm. I beg to differ students debates competition. The Tournament of Champions.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
The big weekend.
It is 3:27 here on Nigeria Info's Hard Fact. I'm Sheriff Quadry. Nice to meet you if you're just tuning in, and welcome on board. The four stories we're looking at today, pretty straightforward and simple. We started the show with one of the biggest stories in the country, and that is about security or insecurity, if you like. The attack on Amotekun by some criminal herders in Ondo State. That happened over the weekend. We also briefly talked about the blackout that hit the entire country when the national grid collapsed over the weekend as well. And I made mention of the Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso Alliance. It's called AES. That's what they call it, Alliance of Sahel States, AES. They had a summit on Saturday. It was held in Niamey in Niger Republic over the weekend as well. It's the biggest story, as a matter of fact, in the entire continent. And then our last story today is the fuel scarcity that you must have noticed, as a matter of fact, because we're hearing that the fuel price now has gone up. I don't know. I've not bought fuel today, or lately. I haven't really, but you'd know better. Tell me if the price has increased as well. 0201 2770993, 2771993, 2772993, and 2773993. You've got 60 seconds to share your thought with me. Good afternoon to you.
Hello, Sharif. Good afternoon.
Yes, please. Good afternoon to you.
My name is Olumuyiwa.
Okay.
With 1 minute, let me just round up everything by saying Nigeria is pregnant. Very, very heavy. And the explosion of that pregnancy will be heavy. Now, last year, I called a technician. Please, I want to do solar. And I want to carry my TV, my PG, everything.
Yeah.
I got 1.4 million. I don't get money. So just last week, I called the guy again. How far now? Any reduction? He said, I will call you back. Let me confirm for market. 1.4 last year. This year is now 3.6 million to do what I wanted to do 1.4 million last year. Where am I going with your little game? Government knows that Nigeria have access to apart my neighbor. We don't need light. What did they do? They are now increasing fuel. This way they are increasing it because we have alternatives to electricity. They don't use solar again. Don't mind them. Now only big man go use solar. They don't start, but we are sleeping and laughing. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Thank you for calling me. Appreciate it. We're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. Nigeria Info 99.3. You can drop me a comment on Facebook and on YouTube. I'll come take him. All right. Mark. No, that's not your name. Kolawole is your name. You said mark my word. Actually, Kolawole is your name. Kolawole says Nigeria has been cursed with bad leaders. If we don't go after all these evil that call themselves leaders, nothing good can ever come out of this country till eternity. And he says, mark my words. Kolawole, thank you for sharing your thought. I appreciate it. I've got another one here from Olushaka. Olushaka says, all the headsmen that are involved should be fished out, arraigned before the court of law, and used as an example to serve as a deterrent to others. These herdsmen have been emboldened by their sponsors that they can do whatever they like. But if these ones are brought to book, it will do what? That's the end of your message. But thank you for sharing your thought, though. Appreciate it. All right. Abe says we can't stop having collapse of national grid because we have nationally greedy politicians. That's what you're saying, and it says APC government. Well, it may interest you to know that the collapse of national grid is not just happening during APC government. Maybe you need to add something to it as well. It's just to be balanced, huh? And Dose in Maryland says, my question is, did Amotekun succeed in taking away the cows? Where are the cows now? The cows have been confiscated, actually. So they took the cows. Power collapse or not, this minister of power is the worst minister so far. Only what he does is increment of tariff, nothing else. We keep on paying for darkness. Imagine we are subjected in providing our transformers, pole and cable, and nothing to show. Raf, the minister is not the one that is increasing tariff. We have a law. I think I should bring Adetayo Adegbemle here so we can have a conversation on this tariff increase. We had it the last time he was on the show. Maybe would need a refresher as to why NEC can approve the increment of this of power and metering, mass metering as well, where we are on this, because I heard that some fresh contracts have been awarded already regarding prepaid meters. Right. I've got some other calls here. Let's take some calls. Good afternoon to you.
All right, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, please.
Can I remain anonymous?
That's okay. Let's hear you.
Yeah, please. APC is a real disaster to this country. APC government. So even I want those people. I even want a lot of people there that they should not vote.
What? Go straight to your point. Which of the stories are you reacting to quickly?
I'm just talking about concerning number one, concerning the light.
Okay.
I don't even know what people are even using their light for. Everybody should just try to get themselves a portable solar. Let them eat their light. They want to eat it. Let them eat it. Let them take it to whatever they want to, whatever the country they want to sell it to. Let them sell it to whoever they want.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. But you must know that it's not everybody that can afford what you are suggesting. Okay. Well, thank you for your thought. I appreciate it.
Hello.
Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon.
This is to be on the line.
Welcome.
Olumi, I want to advise you can get that solar. It's not up to that 3 million. Just the one that will give you your television, your fan, and light. It's okay for you. 3 panel with 2 panel with 2 battery with inverter will give you that light. It is not up to that. I'm carrying inverter from Alaba International. I used to carry load.
Okay.
I used to meet others engineers. I asked them, me, someone, I don't buy my panel. One panel is 90,000. I don't buy one last month. I buy my thing small. Not be once. If I get money again, next month, I go buy another one cheap. If I get money again, I go pay for battery small. If I collect and again, I go give them small. Till complete, go do them. Very soon, they will carry light. They will carry wire. They will come for street. They beg people to collect light. Nobody collect light. From Monday to Saturday, I'm carrying battery, inverter, panel to people. People are going to solar. My brother, it's not up to 3 million. 1 million, 1.2. You will do solar in your house. My brother, thank you very much, Aga Sharif.
Thank you, too, for sharing your thought. I appreciate it. Very passionate about the information he was sharing. I don't even know what to add to it. Let's take this call here on from Azu. Let's speak with Azu quickly. Azu, how are you doing? Hello, Azu, can you hear me? Okay.
All right, so the last caller, was he doing marketing or he was helping his brother out?
No, he wasn't doing anything. He was helping his brother out, actually.
Okay, so it have come to a point where Nigerians are not helping Nigerians to get electricity in 2024. Man, we should be ashamed of ourselves. We'll bury our head in shame. Sheriff, look, first thing first, electricity is not an invention. We're not creating a new technology. Just copy and paste. I'm in a country about the size of Nigeria. I've been here for about half a decade. Light never off for once. It's not a big deal. But the point is, and the truth is, we no need that. Now we, yes, as a people, before I used to shout and call you, I'm complaining about one leader. No. Let's tell ourselves the truth. We, the people, Nigerians, we don't need electricity. Because if we really do, we will tell the people that we're elected. Like you said, what's the leader doing, the minister doing? Nothing. And what are we doing also? Nothing. In fact, he's increasing the tariff. We are paying for darkness and we are appreciating him. Nothing. We are not the serious people. Look at your stories. I just listen to you like, for how long we'll continue saying the same thing? 2024, herdsmen and cattle, like ranching is mystery to us. We are still talking about it. Something that we have to be doing like rocket science. We'll be doing deliberations in it, like common sense. Sheriff, I beg. It doesn't like shout. Have a nice day, I beg.
You too. Have a good one, my friend. Have a good one. Thanks for calling me. It's 3:36. Let me see who is here. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, Sheriff, good afternoon.
Yes, please. Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Paul from Egbeda.
Welcome.
Yeah, Sheriff, the issue of Nigeria problem is very tiring because every day there is new news that will give you hope. Every day is one story or the other.
Do you want to pick one? Do you want to pick one story now before your time runs out?
You say what?
Do you want to pick a story before your time runs out?
The story is this Amotekun and the fuel scarcity.
Okay.
There is no fuel anywhere. All the whole filling stations are shut. That is both NNPC. You can't even see, talk less of how much they are selling. There is no light. So what do these the politicians, what do they want from us? What if we react now?
Yeah.
They will send the military against us. If we march on the street, they will send the military. If we speak on radio, they will find the radio station. They will promulgate a law or pass a law.
Thank you.
That they will say, what do they call it?
Thank you.
What do they call that law now?
Thank you. Thank you for calling me.
To regulate what you say.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for calling me. Appreciate it, okay? Appreciate it. Good afternoon to you. That call is gone. It's been waiting for some time. Let's take another one. Good afternoon to you. That's gone as well. Let's take another one. Good afternoon. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hello, yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon
Sheriff.
to you. Yes, please.
This is Uzoma on the line.
Welcome.
I want to pick on anyway, all of them are condition of this country. Unlike, Sheriff, tell me, there's no fuel anywhere, and there is no light, and there is no job. You didn't give people a job. You didn't give them water. You didn't give them food. You didn't give them common light where common artisan can use or craft can use on the street. For instance, the vulcanizers, they tell us, just name it. You cannot give people common light, and you take the price of fuel, put on the sky for us. You say you're a president. Just say, who can tell me what is getting from this dispensation? From these people who are ruling themselves now. Who can tell me a single thing he is getting from the federal government? In short, from Tinubu regime. Not even one thing. And yet you signed the bill the other day.
Thank you.
Budget the other day.
Thank you.
Sign budget.
Thank you.
Would really pay them back in their coin.
Thank you. Thank you for your thoughts. Appreciate it. Okay. Let's go to Twitter. That's X. We've got some tweets there that are waiting for us. So we're going to start with this one here that says, all the people that are involved should be fished out before the court of law and used as an example to serve as deterrent to others. These herdsmen have been emboldened. I think I've taken this one on WhatsApp. Yeah, I have. Wills says the Amotekun were too soft on the herders. You don't use just a moment, please. Just a moment. You don't use soft hands on your enemies, knowing who they truly are. Just a moment, please. Knowing who they truly are and what they can do. These herders are too bold to move freely in another person's territory. Them get mine, Sha. That's Wills who dropped that on Twitter. And Estelle Boli says the pity that a nation that prides itself as a black most populous nation is still experiencing grid collapse and total blackout in this time and age. Whenever there is fuel scarcity, just know that fuel increment looms. Herders are now so brazen that they attack security operatives in Nigeria. That's Esther Boli on Twitter who dropped that. Esther, thank you for sharing your thoughts. Appreciate it. I'm going to take this one here that says, honestly, I don't pray our country, Nigeria, should go down below sea level under this present government. On fuel scarcity, I'm Christopher Niemeke texting from Satellite. And Christopher, thank you for sharing. Let's take two more, then I'll come to the telephone. The lines are buzzing off the hook. Dr. Mustafa Awakar sent this one in from Yano Ishashi of Badagry Road. And he says, as a veterinarian, if laws are carried on open grazing well, we will have rest of mind. If herbicides are sprayed on crops, if ruminant animals graze them and die, isn't that a great loss? That's what I'm trying to say, Doc, right? Mm-hmm. Isn't that a great loss to the rearers if they die as intensive systems of grazing isn't carried? So I don't understand the last part. But, Doc, thank you for sharing your thought. I appreciate it, okay? I've got another one here. This one reads, Fulani herdsmen are on rampage now. Come to Obi Anyima in Ika South local government area of Delta State. And he put in bracket Abavo. The people of the village are farmers, but the Fulani herdsmen have taken over the whole community. Killing is going on every day. That's White from Iba. I can't confirm what White just said, but for security operatives who heard that, and if you have any connect to Delta State government, this is an information that you may want to investigate and make sure that we will bring peace and security to that particular community. Ezekiel says, it's a pity that a certain ethnic group see themselves as superior and above the law. They violate an existing law of a state, causing crisis all over Nigeria. They hit your car with their motorbike or Okada. You talk, they mob you. They invade your farm with cattle. You react, they kill and burn down a community. Ezekiel from Ejigbo, drop that here. Ezekiel, thank you for sharing. I'm back to telephone now. Let's take our last set of calls before we head out for the news and then checkpoint. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, please. Good afternoon.
How was your weekend?
It was good. Thank you.
How's
Thank
the
you.
family?
Good. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you, sir.
You too.
I want to talk about this Amotekun, the way those headmen attack them. You know, there is one debate we are debating at the Senate. One woman were saying there that God created some people to value cow more than life. That you cannot blame them for that. If you value your cow more than human being, why can't you keep them in a safe place? Instead of roaming in another person's farm to destroy things. Those are Amotekun. Let them secure that area very well, because their people have said it, that they value cow more than life. Before they will come out and begin to attack the people of Ondo State. Please,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your thoughts. Appreciate it. I'm going to take this call from Ahmed. Ahmed is calling from, I don't know, on Skype, though. Let's speak to Ahmed. Ahmed, how are you doing? Oh, wow. His call just dropped. I'm so sorry. I thought I picked your call. I actually picked your call. I don't know why it dropped. So I'm going to take this one from Dio. Dio is on Facebook. Dio says, you can see what transpired in UK elections. It's free and fair. No vote buying or Agbero intimidation or cash and carry, INEC and judiciary dictating the election. It was done within 24 hours and the result was announced the same day. Unlike what we have here in your country, where Agberos intimidate, INEC will come late to venue. They will tell you technical glitch. They change results and tell you to go to court. Also, the cash and carry judiciary will give you technicalities judgment for the ruling. Yeah, on and on and on and on. Okay, yeah. But I thought that you're going to link this to what we're talking about, but you did not. Timilenyi Raji is also here. Timilenyi says, okay, we're going to skip Timilenyi because he too has nothing to say concerning what we're talking about. Dio says, when you build your house on lies, eye service, propaganda, hypocrisy, and lack of vision and lack of capacity, the building will collapse. It's like giving an Agbero to handle a multinational organization or a vault of a central bank. And he says it will be run aground or looted dry. This is what is happening to Nigeria. Tell me, since this government came into power, what positive news or what have they done so far to improve the lives of the common man? Nothing. Rather, they are turning the beggars and margeries in the midst of plenty. You mean turning the people into beggars and margeries in the midst of plenty? Okay. Dio, thank you for sharing your thought. Appreciate it. I'm going to head back telephone now. This time, we'll take a few calls. I just needed to offload some messages. That's quite many. Good afternoon to you.
Sheriff.
Yes, please.
My name is Ziggy. I'm calling from Ajawe.
Please turn off your radio. I'm getting some interference from your end.
So sorry about that. You can hear me now?
Yes, please. I can hear you now.
Yes, my take is on this herdsmen that have come a menace to our society to the extent that we are having food shortages in Nigeria simply because of their activities. But I'm not surprised because when all this thing was building up, as any fellow reader, the daughter was killed by these Fulani herdsmen. And somebody asked Nigerians, where are the cows? We can see the cows now. Thank you.
Thank you, Ziggy, for calling. Appreciate your time. Okay, let's take another call. Nigeria Info. Good afternoon to you.
A beautiful afternoon to you, Sheriff.
Yes, please. You too.
Hello, I'm Marcus Manuel from Satellite Town.
Let's talk.
You see, I am so ashamed that in this 21st century, we're talking about cattle rearing, nomadic cattle rearing. Where is that obtainable? Only in Nigeria that you hear this kind of thing. These people have refused to move on with the rest of the world. Those cattle, I hope they were confiscated. I hope they've been arrested. Was any arrest made?
Yes, the cattle were arrested.
Please, let them fish out the
over 100 of them.
Good. Let them pay for those crops and livelihood that were destroyed. Let them be taken to court. Let them pay every kobo for every crop that was destroyed. Look at food shortage all over the place. Look at the prices of food all over the place. And in this 24th century, we're still talking about nomadic cattle rearing. How many states provide the beef that Americans consume? I think about 4 states or thereabout. How come we cannot embrace ranking? Why is that a particular region has refused to move on with the rest of the world? And we say we want to make advancements. It's quite unfortunate. And the national grid collapsing, I'm not surprised. There's no sincerity of purpose.
Thank you, Emeka.
Both the TCNs, the GENCOs, and the DISCOs, they all collude in this blackout that we suffer in this country. Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing your thought. Nigeria Info. Good afternoon.
It's not easy to get you, my brother.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
I know. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Sheriff, you just come read stories to us. After you finish reading the story, immediately that Jonathan called, you started sipping that tea because I was paying attention. You sip that tea well.
What is wrong with this man now? What is this now?
You will not know that we are facing problems.
What is this now?
You know that as I want to talk to you.
What if it's cold water I was sipping or I've been sipping?
Coffee.
How do you know? Why are you swearing something that you don't know?
For your mouth. Because I hear you.
Oh yeah, now let me hear you too now.
Okay, now we are busy waiting for NEPA to give you light. Is it NEPA or Disco? Disco?
Yeah, Disco, yes.
Yeah, we never give you light. See, this thing that we are facing is an internal cause. So until the day we wake up as Nigerians to come to the street, this thing will never stop. Okay. Is it not shocking? 2024, since I was born, before I was born, my father shouted up NEPA. I shouted up NEPA. My children are now shouting up NEPA. And we are expecting miracle. From who? Until we realize that we are playing to somebody's music, we are dancing to somebody's music somewhere. See, this country we are not liberated yet. Maybe these people are leaving us now. These two people that are soldiers guarding their country now, they say they are not part of ECOWAS again. It's just a play. We will learn our lesson in a hard way. See, this country must hurt for everybody before we wake up. We just they play as mumu as well as Nigeria. Lazy Nigerians. I don't come on leave us with Matthew. I don't leave on us.
Where you they go? Come. Where they go?
I they go carry my passenger and I hear they do now.
Okay.
Don't catch me on my
passenger. I think say you want jackpot now. When you say you don't come out, you want jackpot now.
That's how they do. Where freedom day? Freedom now here, freedom day now, Sheriff. Yeah. Go anywhere, no people go drink beer, carry men and give police go collect our hand. If you try for another country,
I believe you.
Only freedom. They don't want to give us life. They don't want to give us good to everything we are providing for ourselves shamelessly. We're still talking about cow, water inside street. You know the shame. The cows, you think there are Fulanis that own them. Fulanis are managing it for people that are the part of that state. We are deceiving ourselves saying that Fulani. Let me Fulani get them. Because their cows, Igbos, their cows. Go Benue medicine and Benue, Steve men get cows. This is not only us, the thing that affects. It affects everybody. We must wake up to the reality. Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you for calling me. I appreciate it. It's 3:51, going on 52 any moment now. Let's speak with Sugar Daddy on Skype. Hi, Sugar Daddy. How you doing?
Hey, Sheriff. How you doing?
Good.
I think the last caller already nailed it directly on the head. Don't wait for you to get the whole money. If it's instrumental payment, buy one. Let them come and install it. You are paying bit by bit. It is not worth it waiting. You keep waiting for till you get your money because you will never get the money. It's just like buying a house now in the major city in the developed worlds. As you are saving arithmetically, it's increasing geometrically in the sense that you are saving 2, 4, 6, 8. It is increasing 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, and on and on. Don't wait for it. And in regards to the power, it's pathetic. I'm like, would you believe it that, okay, this is the 21st century, 2024, a country in the world is still having power problems. Sheriff, Ukraine is fighting a war. They still have power.
Else. It's something else.
Ukraine is fighting a war, an actual war. They still have power. See, they say the classic definition of insanity is repeating the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. We've been trying this way, and it's not working.
Thank you, Sugar Daddy. Thank you. I have to go now, Sugar Daddy. Thank you for sharing your thought. Appreciate it. I really appreciate your call. Do keep listening. Stay here on Nigeria Info. All right. Thank you. Lagos. Let's go to the telephone lines. Take one or two calls. So this 1 hour is quite small for this thing, eh? Okay. I'm not even said anything. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, sir. Your volume is quite low, though.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Aha, it's better now.
Okay.
My name is Victor. Please, would you speak English for this country? Our woman never starts. We want who do we want to fix power? Maybe local. Would they play? We go so far I'm dying. Now what you want? Thank you.
Thank you too for calling me. Okay, appreciate your time. So let's not take calls right now. Huh? Let's not take calls right now because of time. We have very limited time left, so we're going to use that to take one or two messages. Ezekiel says, it's a pity that a certain ethnic group see themselves as superiors and above the law. I think I've taken this one, Ezekiel, but thank you for sharing. I've got this huge backlog here. This person says they just tagged me on the video of the cows in the farm. Oh, okay, you just tagged me. All right, I saw the video myself, but thank you for tagging me. I can't play it anymore right now, even if I... Okay, so this person is contributing on the story of ECOWAS and the rest of them. Robert says, pulling out of ECOWAS by the countries you mentioned is a welcome development. I don't know the benefits and the essence of ECOWAS. That organization is a joke. That's Robert. Let's take a break right now, Lagos. I will be back, though. I will be back to wrap up before the news. Yeah. Or I think I can go on. Good. This is good. Robert says, fuel scarcity, Nigeria is a joke. Sheriff, when will this rubbish stop, for God's sake? It's like the oil is a curse to this country. I think it's just mismanagement, but let me not say too much because of time. Ancestor Ford says, honestly, I see no way forward in this country except we all stand up to have a nationwide continuous protest like Kenya. Shame on our leaders and the looters. That's the Ancestor Ford who dropped that on WhatsApp. What's your name? Pato from Ota says, constant collapse of national grid is due to wrong people occupying right places. I mean, square pegs in round holes. How can lawyers be appointed MD of electricity company? Garbage in, garbage out. That's Pato who dropped that. Pato, thank you for sharing. I'll take this one, then head back to the telephone. Why are local refineries not having access to crude? How can you then attract more investors into building refineries when they know they have to import crude from abroad? Some things are not just adding up in this country. If Dangote has the capacity to import crude, the modular refinery owners may not. Nigerians should start demanding solutions to our problems before these people destroy us. No name attached to that, but thank you for sharing your thought. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Yes, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Ajay.
Please turn off your radio.
Yeah. Okay. A minute. Yeah. So I think I have the problem with this great nation, and I know the problem of this nation, and I have the answer to it. If you permit me, I will give it to you now.
You've got about 40 seconds left.
Yeah. The problem of this nation is our constitution and the neglecting of the children. Those are the two major things. But it's like a coin that have two faces and many descriptions on it. If you can protest and let them abolish this constitution that we have, Nigeria will have completely rest of mind. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you too. Thank you for calling. So I'm going to go to YouTube now. Maryann says the problem with installing solar, as suggested by the previous callers, is that we are playing right into the hands of the political class. We adapt to very worst of everything. We provide everything for ourselves. We provide electricity. We provide our water. We handle the fixing of our roads. We pay for our own security. After all that, we pay tax to the same government. And Blair put 2 exclamation marks on that one. I could sense the frustration in that message. Well, thanks, Blair. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Oga Sherry.
Yes, please.
This is Pastor Ladipo.
Welcome.
I'm calling from Orile.
Let's hear you.
Sarigom. Oga Sherry, I think I don't want to blame the politicians so much. I think we, the followers, has a major challenge. I will give you an instance. Once I find my own person in any of those positions, and the person is giving me either a stipend or peanuts, I wouldn't mind what others are going through. I will just keep supporting him, even while he is wrong. I keep supporting him. So if we're going to get this right, every one of us must speak with one voice, regardless of who the person is or what the person might have been doing or is doing for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you should think, if we can think in generality of everybody, apart from thinking of myself, I myself alone,
Thank you.
that will go a long way to help us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Appreciate Nigeria Info. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon. Okay, let's take another one. Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Sheriff.
Yes, please.
Rap Rich, who is my name?
Let's hear you.
I want to talk on fuel scarcity. Well, it's so sad up to this time. People are still passing hard time getting fuel. So fuel scarcity in this country, and we have a government who give one reason or the other. Well, yesterday, as I was saying, I bought fuel 750 naira per liter. And I don't expect this up to this time. And it's very scarce. Before I get it, I know what I passed through.
Oh.
You know? Yeah, I waited patiently for my turn. Secondly, on issue of light.
I have to go now. I really have to go now.
Right.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate your time. Huh? Thank you. We'll step aside now for all the news. After the news, we'll go straight into checkpoints. Stay here.
Information is all you need.
And that's all that matters.
99.3
Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.